All right, another tool time. You may or may not have seen these before. So they come in all different sizes. So what are these strange things? Well, this one is marked 3/4 by 10. That sounds like a thread. And it's got knurling on the bottom, and it's got a little, can you see that? It's got a hex thing on this end. So you'd think, well, maybe it's put a hex and then you put a wrench on the outside of this. But why would you need knurling here? No, this is actually an interesting thing. The first time you see one of these, you're kind of confused what they are. This is made by the Heimann company, Heimann, Heimann, German word, German name. Manufacturing company, Urbana, Ohio. The reason there's a little knurling on the end here is it's actually a cap. So this comes off, okay? And there's things inside, okay? And you can dump them out. So let's do that. Let's dump these things out. And there's a bunch in there. It's like more, it's like a, wait, the clown car, you know, more come out than it looks like fit in there. And that's because they kind of all fit into one another. They only go in one way. You gotta kind of remember, okay? So now the 3/4 10 makes a lot more sense. This is a 3/4 inch, 10 threads per inch thread, okay? And then they have a little hex thing on them. Well, these two things mate. So this hex and this hex mate. Now you have a thing where you've got threads on this side and you got a handle over here. Well, yeah, that's partly true, okay? And so the other strange thing is these have little sharp points on them, okay? So let's put these all back in here and let's get one out that's of an appropriate size and I can show you how they work. Okay, so they're all in there. All right, so I have quite a few different sizes here. This one's half 20, half 13, 3/16. Anyway, you get it. They go all the way down to like 832 or something. Yeah, 832s. And so what are these used for? Well, let's say you have an object and it has some threaded holes. So this has a couple threaded holes. I'm going to guess those are 1/4 20. So let's see if I'm right. Where's a 1/4 20? So this is a 1/4 20 set. So let's take one of those out. And come on. Oop, there we go. And let's see if I'm right. Yeah, I think I'm right. All right, so let's get these out. All right, so now we have these holes, and I can put these little objects here in these holes. All right, and I will use 3 of them for demo purposes. Uh-oh, that one just went in, so he is not, I'll have to get him out later. He is not an appropriate size. I don't know what happened to that. I didn't make this thing. So anyway, you have these points here, okay? And you take your tool and you adjust these so that the everything is below surface except for the point. The point is just a, oops, that's too low. Got to come back a little bit. That went down in there too. This is the only one that seems to be 1/4 20. Anyway, that'll have to be the demo. These must be, oh, this is not a threaded hole. That's why. Anyway, you'll still get the idea. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I'm going to adjust this one so that its little point is just proud of the surface, okay? Okay, the other side here is cooperating better. There's a bunch of threaded holes here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those little transfer punches, and they are all just proud of the surface, okay? And if, let's say, I wanted to transfer them to this object here, Probably should clamp this in place so it doesn't move around. But you could come here and you could tap this thing and take a look for little marks. Yeah, see the marks? No, you can't. Can you now? Yeah, anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that it did transfer these 5 to this plate. So if I drilled these out, they would match exactly the whole pattern of what we have here. And then we just use our tool to remove the little pieces, and then they go into the thing, and we store it away and go on to the next project. All right. So that was the Heimann company version of this. There are other companies that now, I think the patent was up or whatever, other companies build these things as well, but I know these people are the first ones to do it, and they probably had a lock on the market for some time. There's another, if you talk about transfer from a threaded hole. So there are transfer punches for smooth holes, but this is from a threaded hole. There's also another company that made transfer punches that were threaded. That is this company here. Now these are called Nielsen transfer punches. And once again, they have a threaded back end, and they have a little sharp nib in the center. I guess we use one of these big ones here. You can see they have a, let's see, take one of these out of its holder here. Not the best holder, but yeah, they have they have kind of like 2 cutting surfaces. They have a concentric ring and then a little center pip, and both of those things can transfer onto the object. Now these cannot be inset into the hole. These are proud of the hole, and you use a wrench on them, so it's just a different type of use case. And they also come in various sizes. I've never used these for a project. I have used the Heimann, but yeah, these come in various things. I think a little bit, I don't know if you can get tiny ones of these or not, but I believe these are still built today. All right, so Nielsen, Heimann, Nielsen. And as a kid, my father did a lot of woodworking, and a lot of times you'll have a doweled hole. And you'll have maybe a board to a board, and you want to dowel it. And you want to drill the holes in this board, and you want to have matching holes on this object, and you need to transfer where these hole locations are into this board over here. And that's the similar problem that these are trying to solve. So my dad had these, and these are transfer punches, but they are for a smooth hole. So they drop into a smooth hole, they have a little lip here, and then they have a raised nib. And so my father used these for woodworking. Yeah, I don't know who sells these days. I'm probably sure if you're into woodworking, you probably already know about these things. But yeah, so the problem exists in various types of manufacturing, and there you go. You may or may not have seen these.